hey, gaming sucks right now, and it's not EA's fault, it's not Activision's fault, it's not Ubisoft's fault. Guess what? It's fucking your fault. It's my fault. And here's fucking why, and I'm irritated as shit the more I think about this. Right now, gaming is based in hype culture. It's based in common consensus. It has nothing to do with freedom of thought. It has nothing to do with having your own opinion or your own decisions. You remember when being a fan meant you enjoyed the particular experience that was provided by the thing? Movie, game, song, band, whatever. But that's not right anymore. There are the things you're supposed to be a fan of and the things you're not. We are more connected than ever, and here's what happens when everybody is basically one big group. A common consensus spreads like a fucking wildfire. You and 5 of your friends probably have multiple levels of common consensus amongst each other without even realizing it, or maybe while realizing it. So imagine if you could contact everybody on the planet with a single tweet. How fast could you start a common consensus? People hating video games and critiquing them for things that aren't even in them, and when you question that, you realize, oh, they haven't played it. They haven't even played the game. People tell me Star Wars Battlefront 2 is pay to win. I ask them how, and you would think if there's a real issue, they could tell me. Now I know star cards need to be balanced. I know the weapon play in general needs to be balanced. It needs to be tweaked, but nobody wants to talk about that. They want to talk about how EA is pay to win. It's pay to win. Hey Anakin, I purchased the High Ground DLC. Yeah, hilarious. But the thing is even if it was true, it doesn't matter to these fuckwits that will believe anything a YouTuber tells them. This makes making content difficult, because I am either causing a common consensus by stating my personal views based in my experience, so I'm trying to educate and mature myself so that I don't cause fucking flame wars in other people's comment sections inadvertently. Here's what I mean. When I make a video, I'm competing against that other guy, a different channel, a different gaming channel, a more critical gaming channel, a more analytical gaming channel. I don't know if I have the right opinion. I don't know if I'm taking the right course of action in the way that I'm speaking, the way that I'm discussing certain things. Everyone is acting like one big group that has a common consensus. Now you could probably say we're about 5 different groups of people when you look at the things we're all fans of. You've seen those jokes that say like there's 2 types of people: Xbox, PlayStation, Coke, Pepsi, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, Del Taco, whatever, Ford, Chevy. It's unfortunately very true. Our brand association and how we want to be validated for associating with that brand has gotten to a point that has me more than angry, more than irritated. I forgot what it feels like to enjoy a game, and I'm constantly wondering, is this the right game? Is this the good game? Does this game run at the right frame rate? Or is this game on the right platform? Or is this game being boycotted right now? Let me check. Oh, why is it being boycotted? Oh, the people that are boycotting it don't seem to fucking know. I asked somebody on my live stream what was wrong with Battlefront and he couldn't tell me. I asked people back in the day, what's wrong with Infinite Warfare? And they couldn't tell me, other than some bullshit about the leaderboards not working, which doesn't affect the core game. What's wrong with the core game? No one could tell me. And when I would show statistical videos or send statistical videos to people that prove that certain things weren't pay to win, that weren't overpowered, when I did statistical analysis in the most basic sense and just found numbers and sent them to people, they still wouldn't budge. It's stubbornness, it's childish, it's horrible. I'm starting to hate my old content because of what it was becoming. Angry, toxic, inflammatory, immature shit. So what I'm trying to learn to do is appreciate things for what they are. Some games have less content than others. Some games have more balanced gunplay than others. Some games are really good when it comes to telling a story, and other games aren't so much. And I'm having to separate my appreciation for what something is and why people like it, and my personal opinion and why I love or hate it. For instance, let me explain what I just said. I do not like playing Rainbow Six Siege. I will play a match or 2 every once in a while, but I'm not very good. I don't enjoy playing it. I don't have a group to play it with, and if I did, I don't think I would join them that often. It's not my kind of game. I don't care if you have the fastest, most intense game of Rainbow Six Siege ever. It's still 1,000 times more boring than a moderately paced match in my other favorite shooters such as Battlefield, Call of Duty, Doom, or Titanfall. It's boring, It's a frustrating game, and I don't like how people play it, especially on console casual. And see, there's that thing. I say that, and I'm like, wait, am I going to get critiqued for playing the console version or the casual playlist? Because I can't even get in the ranked playlist because I'm not good enough, and everybody in there is way better than me. And I don't have time to learn the game because I have too many games to play. But anyway, all of my personal things aside, because yes, I'm personally able to dislike a game, but I can appreciate that it's a AAA game that took a risk and has brought back its player base after a terrible launch, after being broken. I mean, in all honesty, Rainbow Six Siege should have failed. But Ubisoft fully realized its potential and it's one of the best games out there. I don't like it. I don't like to sit and play it, but it is one of the best games out there. See what I did there? See what I'm doing there? That's why I'm trying to look at things. Yes, I don't like that, but it has value. Because what I noticed about people that didn't like Infinite Warfare, or they praised Battlefield 1, is they weren't able to critique it, they were not able to benefit of the doubt it, they weren't able to do either of those things to either of the games. They were just love and hate. And that is the two black and white absolutes that I'm tired of. No real arguments, no real critical thought, no real analysis, no actual opinions. Do you know how easy it is to have an opinion? You look at a thing in its entirety and decide for yourself whether or not you enjoy it. And if it's not based on someone else's preconceived notions, as it's not based on someone else's already negative or positive opinion, and it's literally coming from the center of your heart and your brain coming together going, I like this thing or I don't like this thing, that's called an opinion. And you can have those yourself. So I know what you're thinking, boom, who are you to say that these people don't have their own opinions? Well, I know how they don't. You see, when you have an opinion or a preference and someone asks you what it is, even if you're the worst at explaining things, and I used to be, even if you're the worst at explaining things, you should at least be able to give a reason. But they can't. People can't give me reasons. They can't give me reasons why I should or shouldn't be playing something. They can't give me reasons why this is a thing or why this isn't a thing. I don't need 4, I don't need 5, I need 1. Give me one reason. Just one. I asked somebody the other day on iFunny, of all places, why they were angry about the lack of net neutrality, and they couldn't tell me. They didn't know. I asked one of my friends that I play with sometimes what net neutrality is, and he couldn't tell me. Couldn't do it. His friend couldn't either. People don't even understand what it is. It's headline reading. It's, oh, my favorite YouTuber doesn't like this thing. I don't like it either. My favorite YouTuber loosely explained something in its most basic form, and I believed them. So here's where I'm conflicted. I'm scared to create common consensus in people, especially young people and especially stupid people. I am scared to combat an already pre-existing common consensus because, one, I don't know if my opinion's better or worse. You know, that's one thing. It's kind of scary about your own opinions is you don't know if it's the right one, but it's yours. You have to own it. But I know I'm going to get negative feedback and dislikes for standing up for something or for putting something down. The thing is that people don't know. They don't know why they're mad, and they can't tell me why they're happy. And that's scary. I'm noticing it more and more. If you are so unable to articulate a reason you enjoy investing hours into something, then maybe you should ask yourself why you enjoy it. Do you just like the validation you feel when you play that big game that everyone's playing? Do you just like the way it feels when you're doing the thing your friends are doing? Do you like that feeling? Is that what gets you going? I know this sounds like one of those open your eyes, think for yourselves people videos that I honestly hate. And in a way it is, and in a way I hate saying it, but I have to say it. Because I'm not saying everyone's wrong and I'm right and you're believing wrong people. That's a completely oversimplification of this whole video. What I'm saying is that we are based in common consensus, and just because everyone thinks something, it doesn't mean it's right, does it? If an entire country thought it was okay to take over the world and kill anyone that stood in their way, that doesn't mean it's right, you know? You know what I'm talking about? And the people in that country that actually don't want their country to take over the world. The people that want their country to stand down and be kind are ridiculed, killed, thrown away. That's a bad thing. And it sounds dramatic, but what I'm saying is you can't throw people away. You can't dismiss their opinions. And I'm sorry, yes, you have to justify your own. Especially if you're an adult. You have to be able to justify why you want something or why something should happen. Especially if you're going to go on the internet and write comments and make videos and you're going to go on Twitter and argue with somebody. You better be damn confident in why you like, dislike, disagree, agree, love, or hate something. And then you have to be honest when it's not objective. You don't have a reason something's bad. You don't have a reason something's good. You don't have it. You just feel it. At least own your ignorance. At least own that you don't know where the feeling is coming from. Don't stand up for someone else's opinion. Stand up for yours and really enjoy the way it feels to stand by your conviction and the way you feel. It's important. It might sound self-indulgent, but it's a lot better than standing up for what someone else thinks about something. That's not you. And the amount of channels I see on YouTube that are just based in everybody believing everything they say, regardless of how rational, intelligent, or well thought out, kind, or appreciative it is, doesn't matter. They will believe that person and then spew that rhetoric. And when someone is just spewing rhetoric that they've heard from somewhere else, they can't explain it. They can't define it, they can't put their finger on it, and they can't put your mind at ease by telling you something you want to hear. They can't. They can't tell you the thing you want to hear. They can't answer the question you want answered. They can't do it because they're just saying what someone else thinks, okay? So yes, I'm repeating the same thing over and over again because this video is going to get misconstrued as I'm right, they're wrong, and that's not the case at all. We are all fucking human, man. Humans don't work with a hive mind. Hive minds lead to bad things. Groups of people that wanted Call of Duty to go back to its roots, that are now very bored with Call of Duty World War II, didn't even realize that going back to its roots is a step back. It's a break from the new, it's a break from the innovative. And now they don't realize why they're bored. It's not because COD World War II has only 9 maps for the base game modes. You're fucking bored because your content's gone. The new things you've never seen before are gone. Welcome to the familiar and the boring. Did you really know what you wanted when you asked for it? Or were you asking on behalf of someone else? So that I know you made it till this point in the video, in your comment, leave the word airplane. If you don't leave the word airplane, I'm going to assume you didn't hear my whole video, my whole point, and therefore I'm not going to pay yours the time of day. So make sure you write airplane in your comment, whether at the top or the bottom of it. See you when I see ya. Goodbye. You guys have no idea how good it feels to get all that shit off my chest.